Hello and welcome, guys. So today we are going to play another game or two, and I believe we should start with black pieces, but we will see. Yesterday the game didn't go well. We have completely missed a winning advantage with the Botvinnik, first starting with the knight d4. We played knight takes e5 instead of knight e4, which could have won the rook in the corner. And then I managed to mess as well and lose one of the important pawns on f3. And from there it was more or less a draw. Maybe I could have actually even fight for the draw in the end. So that wasn't our best game yet. We will see what pieces we are playing today. And we are starting as a white and we will be playing e4. I apologize for any bug noises that are about to occur. So white is going to play French defense. As we are playing white, I'm going to reposition the board. Just give me a moment to arrange everything, which as you can see nicely. So our idea is to still try and play quite the similar opening as to what we have played the previous couple of days. So we will still play knight c3 and d3, but it's probably least likely that we will be able to achieve a Vienna type of position. It's more likely that black is going to actually push us around a little bit, but we are going into this game without any theory knowledge. So black is playing a6, which is like a really strange looking move. To me, obviously, he's trying to avoid any knight b5 or bishop b5 moves. And we are going to continue with the same systematic moves as usual. The black is most likely going to play move d5, to which I will always respond with the move d3. Knight to f6, hitting our pawn. So we are still going to develop the same way, and this game is also going to count into these Vienna types of positions that we want to play. Black is playing very carefully, and we are going to develop exactly the way we want. So it looked like black is playing French defense, but right now I wouldn't be able to tell you what is black aiming for, but our job is to try and aim for the Vienna type of position, but everything's gonna change soon, I think. Because the move g5 is very suspicious, to be honest. Move g5 looks very suspicious to me. So firstly I will play d3. The idea is to have a nice target on g5. As to when we castle, and black is going to play h5, so we can capture on g5. I believe g5 move is a little bit premature. Move d5 eventually happens. And I'll be honest, I feel like we can possibly play h4. we're just not going to be scared, and we are going to just castle. I know it's very strange to play this way, but it's something I'm willing to do, just for the sake of our team. And the main idea is just allow Black to do whatever they want, just as long as we get the moves that we want to play. And we take it away from there. So far we have a slightly better development. We don't mind trading the queen and going into an endgame, which could potentially help Black. Black plays knight to c6, and it's possible that they would like to jump onto b4. Which is absolutely fine with us. I'm going to develop the bishop. So far I haven't got much of a plan in this position, and therefore I believe Black has equalized with no issues. However, it's us who have still advantage in development and more active pieces. I'm most interested to see where is Black going to develop their dark square bishop. I was planning after knight b4, I was planning rook a to c1, but now that I see knight b4, I can just play rook to d2 and have no issues there. One of my plans is to play knight to d4, sort of to challenge the knight on c6. In general, I believe we have much better position, because also this bishop needs to get into the game, and at the moment it's a slightly difficult task for Black to choose, how to develop their pieces. But it's not, if we have advantage, it's like a small advantage in development, I believe. The computer might be screaming something completely different, but it's not for us to judge. I was always teaching chess with a sense that the computer moves don't matter. What matter is the human moves. And our opponent is doing one thing well, and that is that they are spending lots of time. I believe they are from Spain. His name is Ion TX, and the rating 1295. Our rating is 1252. I'm trying to see if the audio is on. because I forgot to check. Yeah, I believe you can hear me clearly. So I apologize for any noises with the chair. Maybe in the background you can hear also our boiler. I might need to figure out how to suppress some of the unwanted noises on the TGI. Black is spending quite a lot of time on this move. I don't believe we have dropped anything just yet. This system protects enough time our pawn on e4. All the pieces are working relatively well together. It's just this knight that usually wants to develop somewhat more. And a pawn like h3 would be very useful, so there will be no jumps of knight g4, which is the only slight concern for us. And it could actually be quite annoying, since knight g4, if bishop goes away, then bishop c5 is going to hit this very sensitive pawn. So I believe knight g4 actually is a good try for black in this position. I can play it very passively by if knight g4, I can drop the bishop onto d2, and if bishop c5, I'll drop the bishop onto e1. But it's a very, very passive way to play, and not necessarily what we wanted from this position. Ideally, I'll be winning this square for my bishop. But it's a sound of the future. This is why before you play bishop e3, oftentimes you play pawn like h3. I just didn't want to waste time on playing this move. I'm sorry again if I'm touching the mic and you are receiving any unwanted noises. Okay, so we are still waiting for black's move, and black spent already, they are having 8 minutes left on their clock, and we have 13 minutes left on our clock, which is very unusual for us. It's possible that they have abandoned the game, sort of. It's also possible that they are thinking about their next possible move. I would fancy something funny, like for example knight d4, knight g4, knight takes c6, knight takes e3, and rook d8 checkmate. I haven't charged the Chessup for a couple of days, but at the moment I'm not able to check what's the charge on the board. Luckily for this chessboard, all you have to charge is the board. You don't have to charge the pieces, which would be kind of funny. Could you imagine charging all the pawns and king and bishops, rooks, and maybe perhaps even the spare queens that come with the chess up? The advantage when you have a position like this, and you are playing on Chessup, let's imagine opponent takes one or two of your pieces. Well, You can still drop down your 2 queens here. Well, the board will tell you that they don't belong there, but you have 2 extra queens, right? Isn't that amazing? So far, I don't know what's gonna happen next, because our opponent is taking another. Now he's got 5 minutes left and 45 seconds. And I wonder why are they taking such a long time. I feel like they may have abandoned the game altogether. Because first of all, most players at this rating range, they don't spend so much time thinking on their moves. But second of all, which is more important, okay, so we have won this game, which is really shame, because the game was abandoned. So what I was expecting was move like knight g4, and I don't really want to give bishop with a move like bishop d4, trying to keep the bishop active. I didn't want to lose my rook move here, but it would be possible to come into some sort of. So if this and this happened, and black plays bishop c5, then there's always this annoying pin. Black would threaten the e5 straight away, so we would need to chase this knight away, but I believe the knight can still sacrifice here, and then black can play e5. And even though it's a little bit of a mess, maybe we can protect here with the knight. We are threatening to now go here, so there would be capture. And now luckily for us there's no more pin, so we can eventually protect with the c3. But it doesn't look too bad for us, as we are still having some advantage in development. So yes, it's a shame, because we could have had some fun. So it looks like Botvinnik system is losing, and it's totally my fault, because I have failed to win the winning position yesterday. But there are still lots of games to play. We will play 10 games each in each opening, and we'll see how each of those openings are going to do. So for now, I hope you will have a nice morning, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.